Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of the Welcoming All Virtual Summit for Inclusive Hosting and Accessibility. And for this session, I am so excited to have Gretchen Roginson joining us and giving her presentation on designing for life. She has so much experience in this arena, and so I can't wait for you all to hear from her. So Gretchen, if you want to introduce yourself and tell everyone what you want them to know about you and your experience and what you do in your day job and all your life things. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Suzanne. I'm glad to be here with you all. So, let's see. I live in Columbus, Ohio, originally from Michigan, which gives me some fits because apparently there's a big rival between Michigan and Ohio. But I've been here now for over 25 years. I live here with my husband, Doug, and two kids, Mason and Lauren, 10 and 11. And I've been a realtor for 20 years. This year I celebrate my 20-year anniversary. So that's what I do during the day is help home buyers and sellers. I also participate heavily in my trade organizations, so the Ohio Realtors and the Columbus Realtors, serving on their boards of directors and doing some leadership things now that I'm old in the business, and also exploring some new emerging passions, which happens to be how we met, Suzanne, and talking about designing for life.
Yeah, thank you. It's fabulous. I'll have to ask you some more about some of that background at another time. But
Sure.
yeah, so tell us how you got into this.
Well, first, how I got into designing for life. Man, years ago, about 5 or 6 years ago, Rosemary Rossetti hosted a class in her learning laboratory. She was on a bicycle and had an accident on a pathway and needed to learn very quickly how to design their home in a way where she could live safely. And more easily than in their two-story. So they spent many years working on um, building an accessible home. And she has opened it to the public where we can come in and she tours you through. They've had tens of thousands of visitors. Can you imagine through your own very own home, through her bedroom, her bathroom, their closet, their laundry room? um, and showing people how really easy it is once you learn the concepts of universal design, and how everyone always comments, man, even though I may not necessarily need this feature, it would be so nice to have. So after being inspired by Rosemary and her family, we needed to talk about accessible housing. It just so happened for my mother-in-law, Phyllis, who has MS. And so I literally bought her book, the design toolkit, the accessibility design toolkit, and I went to work on remodeling a home for her. And now we have a guest house that we also share with other people who need some accessibility features as well.
So, do you have that property listed like on Airbnb or VRBO or a direct booking website? How do you have people stay there?
Right. Well, we swore when we purchased it that we weren't going to put it public facing because we really didn't want to work with strangers. Well, then, word of mouth came out. But also, I mean, I was sharing it with my real estate community because we were so proud of the work we did. And we wanted more realtors and homeowners to know that you can retrofit your home to stay and age in place or recover after illness, versus, uprooting yourself. When you build new, like, let's just implement these features from the beginning so that your friends and family can come visit you. Maybe you don't need the accessibility feature, but someone else may who wants to come and have dinner. So we swore we wouldn't be public facing. Long story short, I was introduced to Lorraine Woodward with Becoming Rentable. And she encouraged me to possibly get my property certified on their program so that I would provide photos and descriptions showing my accessibility features and having it listed on her website. And so I did do that, and we have a booking from there. But mostly we are word of mouth, and it just so happens we're sharing the property now with folks who need accessibility features, and we're sort of starting slowly before maybe we do put it out more to the public.
Sure. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. All
Yeah,
right,
you're
so
welcome.
tell us what else we have to learn from you today. There is so much. I don't even know if we have enough time
I
scheduled for
know.
you, but
I know. So you can see my screen, right?
yes.
The Designing for Life cover with Phyllis featured.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes.
that's my mother-in-law, Phyllis, and I was just going to share a bit about the project that we did for my in-laws, and then a little bit about what we call the Columbus Accessible Cottage, which was the next project we worked on, and just some of the thoughts that we had along the way about those projects. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Okay. So let's see, just a little bit about our family. I mean, Phyllis and Bruce lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico, actually. And of course, we're in Ohio. So we knew we needed to get them here to Columbus to be more helpful for them as they were aging. And so once they did commit to moving here in about 2018-19, we found a home nearby to ours and we got them to move here. And so then once we remodeled that home, another project fell upon us very close to our home as well. And so now we share that with families in need. So that's Mason and Lauren, dog Nina, husband Doug. He works for JP Morgan Chase. And so housing and investments are important to him as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so um, you know, sustainability is a big topic too for us in the real estate industry. Normally we're talking about products, roofing products, flooring products. How can we make a green home? Grants you can get for those types of things, features you can add that make your home more sustainable. But I really like to remind people that I believe um, sustainable housing also can mean, you know, having your home be fit to age in place or recover after illness, like I mentioned before. And so I believe that housing, the way we design our housing, is part of the sustainability conversation. That's Bruce there and our friends, but they're on that ramp that we designed. This house had a couple steps into the entry. And I ended up becoming a GC for both of the jobs because when I was looking at hiring some companies, obviously they were expensive. And so I like to talk to people about the more affordable ways that we can talk about universal design.
Sure.
That's Dave and Nancy. Dave and Nancy live across the street from me. I've lived in this home for 25 years. And Dave has never come into my home. He's been in that chair or a version of that chair for all of these 25 years. And so we come to realize he's really never been over to our home for dinner. We've actually eaten in the garage before and set up tables and chairs. And so when we got this cottage, we said, Dave, you've got to come over. Like, let's have a meal. Let's drink. He loves to drink wine. And so he agreed to be part of my photo shoot and the test to make sure he could get in the door and get in the bathroom door. Um, and so they've been really gracious to sort of help participate. But, when we talk about building new, and remodeling, it's for aging in place, remaining at home during an illness, recovering at home after a procedure. I don't know how many people I've talked to that said that they went into a hotel to help their sister after, say, a major feminine
Sure.
surgery or after a knee replacement, that they had to move in with another family member because they couldn't stay at home. And then, of course, visitability. To me, visitability is a part of the accessibility and sustainability conversation. I don't know how many more abilities I can add to that, but I'm working on it because it might not be just for us, but also our friends and family who want to visit and get inside.
Yeah.
Obviously, I believe it increases the value of our real estate investments. I mean, if we're building or remodeling and we say we're marketing properties to the public. I mean, it seems as though now that I've talked to Lorraine and other folks in the industry, we're really only marketing to 75% of people. It's not all people. All people are not welcome in our homes. And so, well, they are welcome, but we can't get them there. So I feel like it increases the reach for our marketability when we can say that we have implemented accessibility features. We're being more inclusive, we're making our properties more comfortable, and again, the sustainability conversation. I don't think we have time to even get started on mobility, cognitive, sensory, but all these things we're working toward being more inclusive in our housing design. So I help many home buyers build brand new, whether it's track building, production builders, under 500,000, or cutting. I'm now that in year 20, I've got friends and family moving on up and building custom homes, over $1 million. And I'm just so proud because um, it's hard to see in this. I snatched these from a video tour walkthrough that I did. And so the photo angles aren't great, but I used the arrow to show you that I did finally start convincing folks that adding a first floor full bathroom is going to come in so handy and be wonderful for resale. So I haven't yet been able to conquer getting them to add some accessibility features to get folks inside, but those can be portable. But I just wanted to show a couple pictures of one homeowner at a time, progress over perfection. Yeah, I was able to convince my friends Trisha and Sam to add the full bath feature. On the right side, you can see the builder actually was going to provide a 5-inch lip on that shower pan. And I said, well, can we get that down to 1 or 2 inches? And they said, no, we don't provide that. And we just pressured them, and they hadn't ended up finding, special order, of course, extra money, but it was not a lot to inset that pan. And of course, they could have invested a little bit more to do a roll in, but that wasn't their preference at the time. But even that, I say that's progress, right? And then on the left side, I did have them add the slide bar. That's a slide bar, so that shower head can come down. So features that if needed, somebody could use.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is just a visual of my in-laws' house. Again, we found this ranch home, and it was straight out of the 80s, but man, was it you could eat off the floor. Very clean, just not modernized. And so we had vision, but I'll tell you, like, I'm embarrassed to show these pictures, just so you know, because I've learned so much. I mean, each iteration that we've done, we made mistakes. And wait, what are we supposed to call them? Opportunities for improvement, right? Yeah. So I'm embarrassed, as some people might criticize these, but I could have made that roll-in pan area larger. I was just worried about water, but I didn't realize there were solutions for that. And so Phyllis says the slide bar isn't quite right, which I designed this while she wasn't yet there, so I know better now. Then the bottom right, of course, is the roll under vanity, which she loves, and the mirror hanging low. All of the light switches we did move down to make more accessible. And then I couldn't do her bathroom and not do his bathroom. So we did make a big improvement here where we put the shower along that back wall. And then we did, I think it's a 4 or 5-inch lip there, but I know if he needs other accommodations, he can use his bathroom or her bathroom, but also, an extended shower chair that he can scoot over. And there's a slide bar and grab bars in there as well. And that was their kitchen on the left. And this was a big project. I worked on this with a darling designer at the Lowe's right up the street from me. And God, hours he spent with me, that poor guy. I mean, I brought him gifts because I couldn't believe he hadn't kicked me out of there or didn't hide from me when he heard me coming. I mean, hours of drafts using craft-made cabinetry, which is actually an Ohio company. And they have what's called the Passport series that I learned about that includes the toe kicks, the shorter cabinetry. What other features? I think just the shorter cabinetry with the toe kick to allow for that. And then understanding to lower the cabinetry, not hanging 18 inches, but 15 or 16. And then we did crown molding and large spaces around the island. And then, of course, the special order appliances so that they would fit under that cabinet height. So
interesting.
Yeah, and so on the left, those are photos of the Columbus Accessible Cottage. That was the next project we worked on. And we said, we're just going to keep building this way. Let's keep remodeling in this vein because it's beautiful. I mean, the bathroom's beautiful. The kitchen's beautiful. I mean, everything about it is beautiful. It no longer has to, I think, the impression is, building with accessibility features in mind. It has to look, or it will look, institutional. But now, with all of the products that are available to us, it does not. And it appeals to everyone, which is so exciting. And this left document was, I held an open house there, and I just invited everybody I knew, all the realtors, I mean, in my community, neighbors, friends, and family came, and I just wanted to show it off. And the accessibilities you see here today, I mean, even I forget. I can't believe we did all that. But
Yeah.
just all the different details that Rosemary Rossetti is pictured in the middle. She's the one who taught me how to do this. And so I was proud to share our project
Nice.
with the public. And top right is my house. Sorry, it's winter in Ohio. It doesn't look very good, but I rented those ramps for $30 for 24 hours. And I'm going to work on getting folks rolling into my house, or crutching or walkering or whatever. So
Yeah,
that's going to be our next project.
I love it.
And that's what I had to share today.
I love it. Thank you so much, Gretchen. I love all of that. And we're going to add a video that, you had created onto the end of this so that people can see even more examples, of that accessibility in the homes that you do and have done. So, and thank you for giving your email address there. And I love that, columbusaccessiblecottage.com. That's fabulous. So, and I appreciate that this has become a passion for you, to work towards making homes more accessible, and the fact that you're a realtor and you see a lot of homes and you've seen a lot of homes in your time as a realtor. And now I'm sure your outlook, and when you look at a home, it's so much different than it was, when you started in the industry.
Completely true. The conversations I have, but it's also so interesting how, over the 20 years, this is a topic that not only do I bring it up to others, but others bring it up to me. So
Yeah.
it's just wonderful that the passion within my family and the need that we had, now I get to share with others, having completed some projects and sharing it with the public, as short and midterm rental. It's been very exciting. So thank you. I'm glad to share.
Oh yeah, I am so thankful that you took the time to come on and, share that information, and also just kind of share the work that you've done, not only to help your mother-in-law, but then helping others as well who might need a place to stay. So, people like you are very inspiring to others that are looking to, start to go down this path. So I hope people go ahead and, go check out the columbusaccessiblecottage.com and, get some ideas from there. And can you tell us the name again of the person who inspired you?
Yes. So Rosemary Rossetti, I don't know if you can still see that,
Thank you. Yes,
but
we can.
she's a doctorate, I believe, in like horticulture and other things and life. But she has the Universal Design Living Laboratory, and you can actually, she's got a website for that. It's pictured above my head there. It's a beautiful home and facility. And then also, of course, Lorraine Woodward, who I've been working with most recently to just fuel my passion towards sharing information about how to make our short-term, mid-term, long-term rental investments, Airbnbs, VRBOs. Why can't we make those more accessible, increase bookings for people? I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. So let's do it.
Right. Right. And it is our goal to welcome all, which I know you use one of the comments that you have in your video, which I really loved. So it's a great spot, to end here, to make our properties so that they welcome, all peoples of all accessibility levels or genders, races, beliefs. It doesn't matter. So thank you
That's
so
it.
much for coming on today. I
You're welcome,
appreciate it.
Suzanne. Thank
All
you.
right.